Good morning to you all. Happy Sunday. I'm going to paint this chick. Sienna Starkiller. I like paint liquor. Let's do some airbrushing. Hey Alexa, airbrush on. I just turned it off, but... Alexa, airbrush on. Don't really know what we're going to do here. I decided to paint this model yesterday on the spur of a moment, on a whim. And so I pulled it off the shelf and put together a cool base, and now we're here. Yeah, let's just go ham, eh? So I didn't think about anything. I just decided to paint this girl. Go, Gary. I want something that is brighter than that colour. What is this colour? Magenta? Let's try that. Okay, maybe not bright enough, but that will do for the moment. So I hope everyone's had a good week. It was a solid week for me. Finished painting the gall, which is great. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, I painted Kingdom Death Girl. Where's she? Where to put her? She's up there. That's fun. Painted the Kingdom Death Girl. And we got charged for shipping for Kingdom Death. The next expansions. How good is that? To get charged for shipping for Kingdom Death expansions is one of the most exciting experiences that happens in my life. It's my favourite game. Very, very exciting. There's multiple figures coming in the next wave. Multiple figures. And what we're going to do today, I've literally just decided, is go and look at the Kickstarter page together so we can see what we've got coming. Let's do that now to give this airbrushing a little bit of time to dry. I just remembered. Alexa, airbrush off. Thank you. Kingdom Death Kickstarter. Oh yeah. Not bad, Deno. Fix that in a second, just so it's... Alright. So this is what we're staring into. There's a lot of stuff. There's so much stuff, but in this wave we have got the Screaming God was supposed to be coming, but it's not. Got the Frog Dog. These ones here are Wanderers, Candy and Cola. They're coming. I've already got my mosquito painted. That's cool. Pariah's coming. Let's see the update. Super Survivors aren't coming. The Griffin's not coming. I've already got the Black Knight, which is glorious. The Red Witches are coming. Can't wait for them. Campaigns of Death's going to be soon. False Messengers, I don't think I got them because I've already got some of them and I already got the cards from their expansions. So what else we got coming? We've got lots of Wanderers. Yeah, so Goth Amy's coming. Lots of great pinups. I already painted my Death Chicken. That expansion's going to be sick when it comes out. Fuck me, there's so much stuff. Gambler's Chest we got, which is glorious. It's so funny to go back and read this now because it's such a different... that's just all stuff in the Gambler's Chest. It's such a different world to what it was when they first talked about it. Yeah, I don't care about Gambler's Chest. Pariah, here we go. This guy, he's coming. Upside Down Survivors, we've got to paint them. I'm tempted to try and do a diorama that uses that upside down survivors, because I'm never going to use the survivors in a game, I don't think. So I might use that because there comes with an upside down Pariah model and the upside down survivors. It would be a sick diorama. Maybe I'll do that. That's great. Slenderman from Bohun. Great. And then this one is the Red Witches, and there's been another thing here which has shown the models, and obviously old mate painted the models. Zoomy painted the models as well, so that's great. I love Kingdom Death. I just love it. I just love it. It's so good. Yeah, I'm really excited for Red Witches too. So I think, if I remember rightly, the Pariah replaces... I can't remember, but one of them's Node. One replaces Butcher, one replaces Kingsman. I don't know which one's which. But it'll be good to have a Butcher replacement. Another Butcher replacement that isn't Manhunter, because Manhunter doesn't really replace the Butcher. Ancillary. Here's the base, by the way, that I made. Pretty good. It's like an alien planet. It's got alien planet bits on it. Yes. I'm going to use... you can get flock that's like purple flock. So I'm going to use purple flock. That'll be fun. Alrighty. what are we doing here, Demo? I should show off the goal guy, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. Show off the goal guy and the Kingdom Death girl I painted this week. So here's my goal. I think he came out pretty well. I like historicals. I ummed and ahed over a few things. I wanted to, yeah, I love the helm too. Sick, eh? I wanted to do verdigris over everything, but after doing this bit, I don't think it looks as good as this bit with the nice dark line in it. Like, I feel like that looks better. So I just decided to leave the verdigris up there. And that makes sense to me. Like, it's like a banner. It's obviously not going to be as well looked after as a helmet. So, and then I feel like that's okay. I'm not a freehand guy. I just don't really do well with freehand, so maybe I could try more. But yeah, and I reckon the skin, it's hard to see in the thing, but when I look at it out from here, it looks quite good. It looks quite warm, but when I look at it under here, it does feel just a little bit desaturated. I would have liked to have had just a little hint more colour, maybe some pinkish tones, but yeah, overall, it's a great sculpt. It's a great paint job to experience, so I feel good about it. And this is Skrell from Kingdom Death. She's like 90% finished. Her face is really tricky, actually. I've done a shit job on her face. I can fix that up. I haven't done any airbrushing on her yet. Normally I do some airbrushing, it just smooths everything out and fixes it up. So I painted her because gatherism philosophy is coming in this wave. Thank you, mate. Yeah, so gatherism will be absolutely glorious. And we just needed a figure to represent our first gatherist. So I got two feelings about this figure. I saw this figure a long time ago when it first released, and I fell in love with it. I thought this figure was just one of the best figures. And then it went out of stock for a long time and you couldn't get it. And I remember absolutely wanting to do this, and then wanted to do like a little sci-fi diorama. Pretty much my whole life revolves around, oh, how can I put that in a diorama? And I was like, I'm going to do a diorama of this chick leading a horde of soldiers. Hello, Gone Beyond 1. And I was really keen to do that, and then yeah, I couldn't get the model. So what ended up happening was I just looked at it and thought, what a great figure. And then about 3 years later, I was at QMAG, and my good friend Juddo and his little stall at Spec Mod Models had this model sitting there. And I was like, I am going to buy that chick because I love it. And so I did exactly that. And it was wonderful. And I now have this figure sitting here, available to paint. But there was a release by Mindworks Games this week that I really think would suit a diorama. It's from Kiki's Miniature Mania. It's this weird little release of, I don't even know what they called it, but if you haven't seen them, I love them. I love the models. They've got a really cool aesthetic, and I reckon putting the three of them on a base together would look cool. We should go and have a look at them actually. Yeah, let's go have a look at them. Mindworks Games. So this is the collection called Everstar. The Everstar Bundle. Is this amount in Australian dollars? I wonder. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we got this cool guy who's like a little halfling wandering around on a tree. Great aesthetic, really enjoy it. And then we got this guy who's floating around on a robot, sick. And this chick who's got a little mechanical robot Shibu dog. They're cool. They're really cool. I'd like to paint those. I would love some more Frazetta pieces as well. let's zoom in a bit, Dano. I love Frazetta. I love fantasy artwork. Actually, I might make that bit a different colour. So leave that. Actually, going to do that now, just so I remember. So this piece is going to be for QMHE and for Guilds In, I think. I think this one's going to be my actual figure that I paint for those events. And that's it. I know that I'm not at the level of the artists that will be attending. The wonderful Guilds In. So it's not about trying to win for me. It hasn't been about trying to win for a long time, actually. Now it's about trying to go and share a good weekend with some like-minded painter folks. Show off my cool diorama. Share a little experience of painting busts. That is an unfortunate turn of events for you. I used to ride my bike to school, actually. I used to really enjoy it. Nice way to spend a day. Riding your bike. Well, I assume you're referring to, well, maybe you're talking about motorcycles, motorbike. I'm talking about a bicycle with the pedals. Well, there you go. Is that a strap or is that a plate? Looks like a plate. So I got into an argument on the internet yesterday. Every time I think I've learned my lesson, there's a new opportunity to learn. So I'm a member of the Facebook group, which is called Bust At. Great little group. Rule number 1 of the group: only post busts. That's it. And every now and then, someone who is excited about a paint job that they've just finished shares it in their group, Bust At. And it's not a bust. And so because I'm a bit of a stickler for the rules, weakness of mine, I'm aware, just posted a comment. Not really a bust, is it? And a few minutes later, the mods deleted the post. Well, then, said champion decided that he would trawl back through years of posts of mine on the page that is Bust At to see if he could find one that wasn't a bust, so that he could catch me out and say the same thing to me. Well, guess what? He found a figure which was a bust produced by Black Sun called Savage Beauty, the bust version. And he commented on my post from 5 years ago saying, "It's not really a bust, is it?" And I replied and said, "Well, I mean, it is. I don't know what you're looking at, but it's a bust." And his response was, "Well, technically, a bust is from the waist up and doesn't include arms, so this is a statuette, so it shouldn't be in the group. Admins, please delete." There's a post from 5 years ago, by the way, on a figure that is sold by the manufacturer as a 1 to 10 bust. And a post that has been up in the group for a long period of time. So I screenshotted rule number 1 and posted that, and then he said some other comment, and I said, I'll tell you what I wanted to say, and then I'll tell you what I said. I said, generally, when I get called out for doing the wrong thing, I'll say, sorry about that, mate. You have trawled through 5 years of posts to find something that you could call out for me doing the wrong thing as well, and you actually didn't. It's a shocking indictment on your character. All the best, champ. Good luck on your painting journey. And that's the end of the conversation. His response to that was, just matching your energy, champ. And so I blocked and moved on. What I wanted to say, which I didn't, because tone is often misconstrued on the internet, and I am very slowly learning. It's taken a long time, but I'm getting there. What I wanted to say was, maybe there's a group called Really Shittily Painted Full Figures that you can go post in. But I didn't. Because I'm the bigger man. But I was close. Anyway, we live and we learn. My dad told me something many, many years ago. Don't argue with an idiot, you'll never win. And he's continually been proven right by me every single time I get into an argument with an idiot. So and the thing is, I'm I'm enthusiastic for people to get better at painting. The model that I painted was the Savage Beauty bust. The model that he painted was just some 75mm model. You could probably go find the post in bust if you wanted. Yeah. I want people to get better. I want to help people paint better and learn, and like I'm generally a pretty positive dude, and all I was looking for was for the rules of the group that are clearly spelled out by the group to be followed. It's a difficult request, I know, but if we just follow the rules, everyone benefits. That's kind of how society works. What's happening, Mossy Moo? Good one. You want to come and say hello? No. You feeling alright? Yeah. Mossy's sick at the moment. Sick of my shit. I'm going to make her play a board game with me and record it later on, so she's going to sound like a phone sex operator. Anyway, here's my takeaway from my little experience yesterday. Someone breaks the rules in a group, just report it to the mods and move on. Yep. Yep. I don't know. I feel like we're talking about an adult here. We're not talking about a child. The correct response when someone says, "Hey mate, you've done the wrong thing here," is to go, "Yep." Good call. But it's also the internet, right? There's no tone. There's no tone. If this old mate came onto my stream and said the same thing, I would have said the same thing, exactly the same thing, but it wouldn't have been interpreted as an attack because of my tone of voice and my demeanour and blah blah blah. So it wasn't intended as an attack. But yes, we all learn in different ways. That's good advice, Gary. It's good advice. And yeah, I got to the end of my experience and I walked away for a few hours and I just said, good luck on your painting journey. So we'll learn. I'll learn. I'll get there. One day. No, it was not my best. Not my best. That's okay. Let's talk about... I watched the first episode of Ironheart and I could not stay engaged. It was very, very ordinary. So if anyone's watched it and it gets better, let me know. But yeah, I was really struggling. I used to have a motto at work which I really liked, which was to catch people doing the right thing. Too often we spend time catching people doing the wrong thing. It's nice to go the other way. Unless you're at a Coldplay concert. Doing the wrong thing. That's a good strategy. Yeah, it sounds like such an easy thing to do, to say thank you and to appreciate when someone does the right thing. But most of the time, all we ever do is go, you did this thing wrong. That's fun. Just your little description there of getting an espresso machine and having an espresso party. It just reminded me of Severance, which I haven't even watched the first season of, and I really desperately need to watch the second season. But that is an incredible show. Yeah, let's have a dance party at work. Is what you reminded me of. There you go. Yeah. What was the type of music they played again? Something jazz? Defiant jazz, was it? That's a good show. I need to go to Orchid Light next. Is that where we're going? Oh, ooh, lilac. Yeah, lilac, I think. Alright, good month. Safe travels, mate, on your e-bike. Hey, no mana, man. I do this most Sunday mornings. It's good time for Americans, Canadians, I assume. Not a good time for Europeans. Yeah, no, it's a nice day. We're in the middle of winter at the moment, so it's quite chilly. Yeah, not a good time for Europeans. I love this model. I love this model. Is I've got a busy few months coming up actually. We've got Guilds In, got QMHE, 2 weeks apart. And I've got a wedding, I had a trip to Townsville. It's not my wedding, FYI. And the Kingdom Death models. It's all happening. Hello, Ellie. Ellie, what are you doing? The plan's shaping up a little bit. I've actually gone quite similar to the box art. I just realised, which is interesting. It's going to be a little warmer, I think, mine, but that's a Masculine's sculpt, or Masculine's paint rather, Latoro sculpt. Glorious, glorious. No, just for a standalone. This is going to be one of my entries for Guilds Inn, QMHE. And yeah, just a little standalone. I do a little base. Got like a little depression there to put some water in. And some little alien trees. Yeah. Just a nice little... Also, I used a PVC pipe and I left these little marks on it. Just because I thought a little bit futuristic-y. Yeah. Gotta try different stuff. Indeed. My plan with this one was absolutely no idea. I'm going to sit down and paint this model that I love. And then after I finish it, I'm going to go post it in bust. I'm not. I'm going to start a group called Shittily Painted Figures and post it in that. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that. I love the sword. I think the oversized, gigantic sword is one of the reasons why I dig this figure. It makes no sense. Makes no sense that she's carrying a giant sword. That is why I love it. I'm just going to post the whole thing. Tag old mate. Check out my new bust. Oh, that's a cool hobby, collecting swords. I wish I had space to collect swords. Oh, awesome. Have you got, because we had someone that I know has had a Frostmourne from World of Warcraft, and it was absolutely sick. And then another person that I know had Glamdring, which is Gandalf's sword. And then another person that I know had Anduril, Flame of the West. And all of them are sick. Cool. Yeah, Conan's sword is a classic. Another day, pushing and turning. Look at me now. I pray to Kram, grant me revenge. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you. Hear the lamentation of the women, hear the lamentation of the women. Cram, where's the wizard who killed my mother? Still, I can recall his terrible gaze. And if you do not listen, then to hell with you. The hell with you. Anyone doesn't know, I'm singing the Conan the Musical from YouTube, which if you have not watched, it is hysterical. If you haven't seen this paint liquor, I say right now that you are welcome. Very, very welcome. Enjoy. I'm going to turn my microphone off and enjoy it for myself right now. So I'll be back very shortly. I'm back. That is a very enjoyable experience. listening to that musical. It's so good. It's very, very good. Very, very good. Come, where's the wizard who killed my mother? True, I've never prayed to you before. Come, where are the two snakes facing each other? Oh my God, then show me the way. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you. Hear the lamentation of the women. Hear the lamentation of the women. It is fantastic, yes. It's one of the best things on the internet, without a doubt. And that was done before AI. Some guy recorded singing that. That sword is 4 kilos. Wow, that's a hefty boy. I love Arnold. Yeah, I really love swords, and I went to the Imperial War Museum quite a few years ago, as well as the Musée de l'Armes, which is in Paris, and both of them are awesome, and you get to see so many cool swords and so many cool armor suits. The only thing I don't like about swords is the fact that they're really only designed for one thing, and that is for chopping up other people. It would be nice if we got to a point where we didn't need to chop up other people, really. You know? I think that's a nice goal for us to aim for as a society. Just trying to think, imagine how that would work. So it's got a longer grip. It's because it's about centrifugal force, isn't it? So the central point, it would require less leverage to maneuver it around, even if it was heavier. Yeah, that's cool. So what we're experiencing now is seeing someone who has a special interest get enthusiastic about that special interest and share it. And I've said in many cases, I love that. I love it when someone is so passionate about something and they want to talk about it. I think it's great. One of my bosses that I used to work for, don't work for anymore, unfortunately, one of his interview techniques was to ask people about what they were passionate about and to talk about it. And he would always, if someone, didn't matter what it was, if they could talk about something passionately, he loved it. But if they couldn't answer that question, he wouldn't hire them, basically. Because yeah, he believed that it didn't matter what it was, you just needed to be passionate about something in life. This is a nice perspective, I reckon. I'm going to put some lilac on the palette and see if I feel like that is the right approach. It does look a little more blue than I recall. Yes, I think that's a very wise approach to life. I really do. Alright, let's do a very thin glaze. Played an absolutely wonderful board game this week. It's called Unstoppable. It is going to be very difficult to beat for my top game of the year. There'll probably be a few others in the mix, but it is an absolute ball terror. Do you ever take your swords out and like chop stuff with them, like watermelons or something like that? Or are they just a decorative thing for you? Nice. That's cool. There's a cool sport called kendo, which is like fighting with a wooden katana. Always wishing to get into that when I was a young fella. Never did. I believe you. I would not want to get chopped by a sword. Yeah, I tell you what, that's not something I'd considered at all about owning a sword, is cleaning it and maintaining it. I would definitely chop myself doing that. Definitely. So, hey Mossy, you come here for a sec? You what? What are you doing? Alright, we're now going to switch to pure blue violet. Do some highlights, but maybe we'll add some. Do we add some lilac in? Just to brighten it up a bit. Do we need more value, Dano? Hard to know, but my instinct is yes, we do need more value. I had a pocket knife when I was a kid. Dad got it for me for Christmas. It was cool. It was super cool. Cram, where's the wizard who killed my mother? True, I never prayed to you before. Sorry, I was just reading the Kingdom Death comments. Got sidetracked by it's just a lot of people are very angry about everything, isn't there? Isn't there? I don't want to be one of those people. I know. Oh no. No, Kingdom Death, people are just angry that it's been a project that they paid for in 2015, and now here we are 10 years later and they're still getting stuff delivered, and they're angry that they have to pay more for shipping because in 10 years shipping's gone up. Now, I understand if the project was completed in the time frame that it was allotted, then COVID wouldn't have happened and nobody would have been charged extra shipping, which would have been great. But it did happen, and there's a great philosophy that another one of my former bosses said to me, which is, nobody sets out to do a bad job, you know? Nobody goes, I'm going to turn up today and I'm just going to absolutely phone it in because I don't care. Most of the time, people just do their best. They give what they're capable of, and that is all. Hey Moss,
Yeah.
are you going to the shoppos?
Mm.
Do you want to wait and we'll go together, or are you going to go to the gym? Alrighty. To hell with you. We need lots more value. What colour are we going to use for our high value highlights here, Demo? Are we going to go into a pastel? I'm not sure. Come, if you're my God, then show me the way. Anyway, I'm going to talk more about Unstoppable because it was a great game. And I'm going to explain why I thought it was a great game. So there's playthroughs on my channel if you're interested in watching. I'm sure very few people that watch me paint are interested in watching me play board games, but that's just something you're going to have to deal with because it's my YouTube channel and I can do what I want. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm enjoying painting this model. Yeah, so Unstoppable is a little deck builder, and it's a really cool deck builder. You you have a starting deck of cards. It's 10 strong, but the coolest part about this game is that those cards are double-sided. They're actually 2 cards, which I'll come back to in a second and explain why. But on the front side is your card, your positive effect, your action. On the back side of the card is an enemy. And so you will have your deck of cards, which is not something you draw from. The only way you get cards into your hand is by defeating an enemy, and then it flips to its positive side. So basically you'll start the game with 3 cards in hand, and you'll start with 3 enemies on the board, and then on your turn you play actions to defeat those enemies, and if you defeat them, they come into your hand as positive cards. Now the reason why this is crazy is because it breaks all the rules of traditional deck builders. You don't just draw a card from your deck at the end of each turn, or you don't draw a full hand. You need to actually build momentum, because if you play all your cards and you kill all the monsters, that's a good thing, unless you find yourself with only 1 card left in hand when you go into the next round, and you then have 3 more monsters to face off against. It's brilliant. You then compound that. See you, mate. Where are you going? Jimbo? Come have a look over here. Say goodbye. You look cute. What's that? Oh, is that a greenie for me to give up? Come here. I won't put you on screen. Come here. Give me a kiss. I'll turn the camera off. Have a fun day.
Always.
See you, dork. No Marnaman says, see you, Mossy.
See you, Marvin. No matter what.
No matter what. Good one. Funny guy. You playing Flip Town when we get back?
Pardon?
You playing Flip Town with me when we get back?
$5.
$5, deal. So you have a deck of cards that's also threats that you have to defeat, and the way that you gain cards into hand is you defeat those threats and they turn into positive cards. This by itself is a revolutionary and crazy mechanic. Let's add more value to this game by allowing you to upgrade each of your cards. So you can upgrade a card, and you slide an upgrade card in between the threat card and the other card, the positive card, and because of the way the cards are designed, it creates there's a little window for your upgrades to go, and that both adds value to the card when you play it, but it also adds a positive benefit generally to the enemy that you have the card attached to. So you have great game design is all about decisions. It's all about creating difficult and challenging decisions for the player. I do play test some games. I don't get as many as I used to, probably. But I do play a lot of games. And yeah, game design is all about creating interesting decisions. Steam Forged Games, Matt Hart's creative designer guy, he and I were talking about game design, and he said it's all about levers of decision making that you give your player. You need to have lots of little levers that they can pull, which changes the context of the game. And so this little concept of upgrading your cards, which will make them better at the cost of making the enemy that you have on the other side of the card also better, is a fantastic layered decision space, which is also combined with the sequencing of which threat do you attack in your turn. Because if you attack your threats in the wrong order, the cards that you get into hand aren't the ones that you need to defeat other cards. It's an incredible decision space, and I love it, and I think it's going to be close to my game of the year. Yeah, it's super simple, right? Choices is what makes games interesting and fun. When you feel like you can do lots of different things. Sometimes you feel like you can do lots of different things, but actually there's a right and a wrong thing to do, and that is bad game design. When there is a correct mathematical solution to doing things. And it's one of the reasons why my gaming group doesn't like playing a game with me called Scythe, because it's very, very methodical and structured and mathematical at certain points. And we got to a point where they didn't want to play it because I would just win. That's disappointing. I've had some great D&D experiences in my life, but I've never really been able to play for an extended period of time. Longest I had was about 2 years, I think, or a year or 2 years. That was a good run. Great group of friends. Great DM. You know, good experience, but yeah, people playing D&D campaigns for 20 years. Never did that. Alright, so we've kind of got a, hey Sammy, we kind of got a blue light situation happening from this kind of direction. It's maybe from the sword, haven't decided yet. We've kind of got a purpley natural light from the front. How do we continue to work with this in an interesting way? So the purple colours are nice, but if I keep going down this lilac path, it's going to be very desaturated. So do we move into a sunny skin tone for these highlights? Is that a crazy idea? Sunny skin tone is kind of orange. And orange is a yellowy colour, which does contrast okay with purple. So that might be the best approach. Alternatively, we can airbrush back in some saturation, which we're probably going to do anyway. Question is, ¿por qué no los dos? Yeah. All right. Where's me sunny skin tone at? Or do we go orchid light? Orchid light's a good option too. Decisions. This one underneath her hair? Nah, fuck that noise. Nah, we will. I've changed my mind again. I'm going to go basic skin tone. I'm going to go this colour. It's this weird pinkish colour. I think it'll work. And then maybe we'll come back in with some sunny skin tone after that. That could work. Oh, Sherry, I'm alive. Fetching le coffee. Le coffee. So I kind of want this to look like metal, but like a weird metal, you know? Yeah, it's been an enjoyable paint job for me, so that's where my time's gone. I'm not sure what's happened with your time. Oof. Love it. Love me some Kingdom Death. I really gotta paint more of me pin-ups. Yeah, so this is a basic skin tone, which is not it's not yellow, but it's kind of a yellowish pinkish colour. So it's kind of got some yellow, I guess, but not a lot. I haven't bought the last few Indoms. I decided I'd wait for Black Friday to buy them. So I'm excited for that. But all the Indomitals that I own are painted after I finished off Ledler the other day. You can always ask questions, mate. You never have to miss out on anything here. She's great. Absolutely glorious. Pump up the volume, Ledler. Alright, so yeah, pastel yellow is great colour. It's pretty close. Yeah, this basic skin tone's a bit pinker, but yeah, I use pastel yellow a lot for highlights. Yeah, the question I'm asking myself right now is, do I want to airbrush over the top of this work that I've done and just smooth it out? And I'm thinking I don't want to do that type of airbrushing on this, where we smooth it out. I think we just want to add saturation with our airbrush. Is that a manufacturer? I've never heard of them. What's your favourite one of theirs? Yeah, please do. Please do. No rules against links here. Even slide through some links to your own stuff. I feel like I have actually seen this range and I have actually painted them. Yeah, these are from Rackham, aren't they? Yeah. Like a Rackham style. Is there a chick jumping? An assassin? Because I feel like I've painted that. Aluna, the Illuminati assassin. I have painted that figure. From Sigmund Games. There you go. I wonder if I could find that. Big Dino diorama. What was the name of that model? I painted that model. I'm not going to try and find it. This is the danger of this hobby when you just get into it as a display painter rather than like a collector of a Warhammer army. You start going, I need to buy that for my army. And you start going, I need to buy that because it's cool. And you find yourself with like 8 million figures. Yeah, it's on the flip side of that, it's a nice place to be, right? You're not like, oh, I need to buy this. You just go, oh, cool, that looks cool. I'll buy that. It's been one of the best things about moving away from miniature games for me. Just painting stuff that I like. Yeah, it's a good place to be, mate. Just paint for fun. As long as you're painting it. Just buying it for the sake of collecting, I suppose that's fine as well, but just beautiful to create something, have it sit in front of you and you can go, you know what, I made that. No one else made that. Just me. It's a cool feeling. I'll just highlight one of the very common feelings I have when I'm looking at my figures on this screen. Is I go, man, that just looks so shit. Why does it look so shit? And then I forget that when you do this, it actually looks pretty cool. And that's what you need to remember, that you're painting for, you know, a bit further away, not for this. Easy to forget that when you're zoomed in. Yeah, that's definitely the style that I've evolved. Those sort of sketchy highlights, but you can take them too far. Yeah, you got to break that habit. This is a way more fun way to paint. We all start somewhere. That's where I started as well. Wonderful world of G-Dub. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, soaring over and under on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. Now I'm in a whole new world with you. Now I'm in a whole new world, unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, touring, stumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world. Alright, so what I am doing now is lots of little glazes with the highlight colour. That is smoothing in the same way that I would normally do with an airbrush. But this just has a little more control. And hopefully we'll still leave some of the nice rough texture visible, but we are trying to reshape everything so it just reads a little bit smoother. Now what I'm going to do after this stage is airbrush a magenta colour from below, so we get some weird magenta-y bits. I can tell you for a fact that mine functions. I don't think I'm going to do that airbrushing today. Probably not this morning anyway. Depends if I keep painting today, which I may very well do. reach that stage in the stream where I get so enraptured by what I'm doing that I forget to talk about stuff. Not really. You don't have a job. No, you won't. Nobody misses my singing. It's awful. I hope I'm still painting when I'm retired. I hope I'm still enjoying the hobby at that point. I hope I still have the capacity to enjoy the hobby. My eyesight is still present. And that's actually become a legitimate fear in the last few years of mine, that I won't be able to enjoy the hobby forever. Yeah, my dad's not got great eyesight. He's always worn glasses. And so, for a long time, we've been expecting my eyesight to follow the same trajectory, but it never has. I've always had excellent vision, but a lot of friends that I have that are painted a long time, older than me, have developed eyesight issues, they believe, related to painting a lot and constantly focusing on things at a short distance. So that's something that I expect will happen at some point, maybe. I'm sure it'll happen that I'll need glasses at some point, and that's okay. I'm worried about that. I'm just worried about it gets so bad that I won't be able to paint. You know, that's the fear. But nothing I can do to change what will be. I can take steps to minimise the impact, but if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. So we move on. Light sensitivity. Wow, I hadn't even thought about that one. You've created a new fear for me now. Thank you for that. Hi, John Paul. How are you, champion? Alright. I feel like this is looking pretty cool. It's using some traditional cyberpunk colours in magenta and blue. Which is fun. I'm kind of okay if I lose my mind. I won't remember it. But yeah, I don't know if I spoke about this or not, but yeah, I lost my nana a couple of weeks ago. She was 97, the old bird, so she'd had a good trot. Great effort. And yeah, she unfortunately was not in a good way for the last couple of months. Quite bad dementia. Forgot my dad was visiting her, and that sort of stuff. And it wasn't a fun time for him and the family. But yeah, she passed away, and it was sort of just a nice ceremony and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, the dementia side of it was pretty challenging. So when I say I wouldn't mind losing my mind, it's probably a bit selfish of me. Hey, no apologies. necessary. I appreciate the sentiment. It was a wonderful life that she had. So I think we should celebrate that more so than the inevitability of what happens at the end. I was actually thinking. I have a really nice memory that I'll pretty much cherish and treasure. Every morning when I get up, I get really tired. I'm terrible in the mornings. I splash water on my face, and that was something she told me to do when I was a young fella. She's like, if you're tired when you get up in the morning, splash some water on your face. You'll feel woken up. So every morning, I wake up and I splash some water on my face, and I think, oh, thanks, Nana. And that's the memory I'll always have of her, every day. So isn't that nice? It's a sad thing, and I don't want to diminish anyone else's sadness around the passing of a loved one, but we all get a certain amount of life, and we just need to make the most of it. Yeah, thank you, Carrie. As I said, she's live on in my memories every day, and that's a nice thing. Another coffee. You crazy guy. All right. Well, I think we might wrap up now. I've got a pool to clean. Sad, but true. But I will be back tomorrow night. I will be continuing this paint job. Unless I at the last minute decide to randomly play board games, which could happen. Another day walking in circles. Look at me now. Crush our enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women. Hear the lamentation of the women. See you all tomorrow night, friends. Have a great day. Have a great week.